I've got other Conklins, but I've got the. I don't think I have an extra fine until this one, and I haven't written with this yet. So, sorry, I can't answer that question.
That's all right.
Marilyn,
Yeah, Tony.
no, I was just going to say I've got extra fine in Omos and in Conklin and a Visconti, and I've got extra fine all over the place. And ultimately, what I find is that, you know, if the flow is good enough and you don't have to apply as much pressure, there's no scratchiness. You get more of a feedback as opposed to a scratch on an extra fine. That's my opinion. Because I think a lot of the problem is people that have extra fine nibs treat them as if they're a medium or a broad and want to write down with the same amount of pressure, and it's never going to be as smooth. So you know, it's a matter of a lighter touch. That's just my opinion, of course. I don't know if that's true or not.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I like extra fines, but if you press hard, it's going to feel scratchy. But if you don't, you get feedback, but it's not really digging in or anything. So.
Well, Gary, how about your ink or paper?
Tomoe River is my favorite, and Bob got me trying some Midori, so I'm liking that pretty well. But I have a lot of Rhodia and Clairefontaine, but both of those give me more feedback from almost any pen I have compared to the Rhodia and I mean the Midori and Tomoe River. So I like those; are my favorites.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go to who's next.
Tina.
Okay. I'm up here outside Chicago. I actually live like right next to O'Hare Airport. But we're in an unincorporated neighborhood, so we've got lots of woods, and Tony knows we took down 22 dead trees, and I now have a huge pile of firewood waiting to be split in the backwoods. So
Tina, are you closer to Downers Grove or Schaumburg or?
I'm right next to Elmhurst. I'm in Bensonville. So yeah. Elmhurst, Schaumburg, Elk Grove Village. I'm like right next to all of those.
We lived in Lake in the Hills up by Algonquin.
Yep,
and
I used to teach up that way
and I worked in Arlington Heights for 20 years, but now I'm down in Texas.
I think you made a smart move.
All I know is that I hope to never go to O'Hare Airport ever again, because that place looks like the Mirror Effect.
It's not my favorite place, but it's better than Midway.
Tina, I've got and Frank, I saw a notice for all of you. I saw a notice on Facebook, I'm sure that or some Fountain Pen Network, that the Chicago Pen Show is scheduled for the end of September, 1st of October.
Wow.
Okay. Can start saving for my birthday present.
Frank, are you aware of that?
That's good to know. I'm looking forward actually to DC. I'm still hopeful for DC in August. Okay. I told you guys before, it's no news. I'm doubtful of anything prior to that, but I'm hopeful for DC. Since people will still be getting vaccinated in June, I doubt there'll be anything, prior to that. Maybe July, because there is Miami in July, but that's more of a local show, which it's actually a really good show, but it's a local show. But I do go to that. But good to know they moved. They planned ahead and decided to go, through September instead of waiting, hopefully for May or June. It's good.
Definitely. So
I actually, go ahead.
Tina, how about your ink and paper?
Okay, so my newest pen is actually this Waterman that I won. It's a commemorative of the French Revolution pen, and it's got the words on the cap, and it's actually not a bad writer. It's got, a nice little Waterman nib on it, and I just happened to win it on a giveaway on Facebook. I've done that a few times, to be honest. The first one was the Bennu. When they very first came out, they did a giveaway on Facebook, and love it. It's bright red, but it has purple ink in it. That way I can put my two colors together. So, and that came just in time for my birthday when I turned 50. So, then let's see, what else did I win on here? I won this one, which is the Placer in the Morning Glow. That's the limited edition from Pensashi out of Japan, and they have such beautiful pens. I also won this one, which is, oh, well, it's 2 of a kind. This is number 1, and Alan Shaw has number 2. And what he did was he put a picture of, it's my grandmother and my children.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
That's so sweet.
And then, of course, Alan is such an awesome guy. He donated pens to my school. So he made in the school colors and then engraved the kids' names that earned them for honor roll on them.
Wow.
So since he can't get out and do his giveaways at the pen shows, he was like, I want to do something. So, so my absolute second newest pen is this one. I saved all of 2020 for this. I got the Wicked Witch. Her name is Elphaba. And she has a zoom nib.
Wow.
So, which is kind of weird because I mean, I love a broad nib. I always have, but she does broad, medium, and fine. So it's kind of nice to have it all in one pen. I just haven't found the right purple ink for her yet because of her. She's got the ruthenium coating on the nib and all the furniture. It says don't use other than Sailor inks, so you don't ruin it. So I'm looking for a nice purple Sailor ink right now. Of course, I bought 5 inks right before New Year's, but none of them are Sailor. I got a Diamine, Purple Pizzazz Sparkly. I got the Mulberry Noir and the Colorverse Hayabasa, which is really, it's the glistening one, and it's really got a lot of shine in it. It shows up on cheap notebook and composition book paper, which as a teacher, that's all I basically use most of the time. And then I had some money that I had to spend through PayPal. And so
Wow.
I got the Amethyst Doll and the Emerald of Chicken, as everybody calls it. So that was my New Year's Eve purchase. And then I bought Elphaba on New Year's morning, which is, I guess, a good thing because Truffet is having a giveaway. And for every $1 you spend, you get an entry. So I have like 300 entries in the giveaway for the Homo sapiens they're giving away. So hopefully my luck will continue with pens. And, but yeah, and I have this one I got as a Christmas present. This is the new Vodka on Ice.
Wow. Nice.
So, and I love it. It's got the Colorverse Hayabasa in it, and it writes wonderfully. I'm sure you're not going to be able to see the glitter, but I can try. You can see the glitter with my camera. It's kind of hard to see. But if it's in person, you can really see it, which will be interesting because I know my students will love it when I'm grading their papers with the sparkly inks.
As long
And
as
I actually have,
you give A's, they'll love it.
yeah,
Right.
well, I have a whole set of preppies that are eyedroppered, and they're in a cup on my desk when we ever get to go back to school. And they use them for handwriting. They use them for writing their papers when we're practicing, doing homework. I have one boy who likes to do his math with it. And I'm like, okay, but if you make a mistake, then you have to start over. And he's like, no, I don't make mistakes.
I was going to say, very confident.
He's very
Exactly.
confident. So, yeah, so paper, I have some Clairefontaine and some Tommy River that I got, but I haven't tried them yet. I'm trying to use up my stash, and I have a bunch of composition books. I made a notebook for in my cover. Where'd it go? Because it's not an actual normal size cover. It's like a 7x5. So it's weird. And so I ended up making my own calendar for it. And then I trimmed down a sketchbook that I found at Michael's. They're artist lofts. And they're dotted and they're really nice. But I have to trim the tops and the bottom of the cover so that it'll fit in the notebook.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
But the paper is perfect.
I just have to interject. I just got hand-delivered this mail.
Oh, how cool.
With Bugs Bunny and Rabbit wearing a wig. This mail.
Hey, Tina,
Yeah?
I've got every Sailor pen I've used. I've got 3 King of Pen, and I put every ink in them. There's no ink I don't put. Now, I don't use any shimmering inks, but I don't think there's any pens that I don't put any inks in. I use all inks in all my pens. You know, but if it's a shimmering ink, I won't put it in a real expensive pen.
Same here.
Tony, that was my
So
question.
these are probably, this is the one, Tony, that I was telling you I want to get refurbished. This is my grandfather's.
Oh, yeah.
This is the pen that got me started.
Yeah. Cheryl Tyree here in Kansas City will do that.
So,
Yep.
Okay.
Chris.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to Rosemary.
Rosemary.
You're on mute.
you're muted, Rosemary. Can't hear you.
There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Here.
Name's Rosemary, and I'm from Oldsmar, Florida, which is a very small town at the very top of Tampa Bay. So right now we are all freezing. It's 55 degrees. So we're all cold.
Oh, please.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I understand. I can sympathize.
We're freezing. But
Wait till we get
I'm
to Blake.
originally from Chicago. So Tina, I understand. I know, but I've been here for over 50 years, so I'm kind of Floridian now. But anyway, as far as pens, any pen, whatever pen I'm using is my favorite at the moment. But the most recent ones I've gotten are the TWSBI Mini White and Rose Gold. And I have the same one that Tina got, the Bennu Vodka on the Rocks.
Sparkly one.
Sparkly, yes, love it. So I kind of, just use whatever pen I got. I use them all. I don't like just collect them. I use them, and if I haven't used some for a while, then I'll kind of rotate them and bring them back in rotation. But my very favorite that I kind of use the most or grab the most, it's a toss-up between the Pilot Custom 74 and this little shrimpy guy over here. It's a Pilot. It's called a Lucina. It's small, but it just writes really nice. I don't know what it is about it. I just like it. I use it. As far as paper, my favorite is the Clairefontaine. I like that Triomphe paper. And the nibs, my fine is my go-to nib. But, I experiment with different ones, but fine is the one I use the most. And as far as ink colors, teal and turquoise are my 2 favorites. So I have a lot of those colors. And brown, well, actually the orange is my least favorite, orange and yellow. Sometimes I get letters from pen pals and the letters, I can't even read them because the ink is too light. That some of these yellow inks or these like yellow orange inks are just too light. I can't read them. So it's a little bit difficult, but anyway, I like the turquoise and the teal.
All righty. Did you mention a paper?
Yeah, Clairefontaine.
Clairefontaine?
That's my favorite, but I also have, all the other ones that everybody else already mentioned. And there's another one called Black and Red that I like.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's a good paper too.
Mhm.
All right, let's go to Stan.
What's your favorite turquoise before we leave Rosemary?
Oh, I like the Lamy turquoise.
Yeah, I do too.
And California teal by Monteverde is
That's a
nice.
good one.
with the right paper, it has a little bit of a red undertone to it, and it's nice.
That's why I like my Kanpeki.
Yeah. Kujaku's another one like that. The
Because
Kujaku.
Oh,
even
yeah.
in my fine nib, it shows up with the sheen from the Kanpeki in the Faber-Castell.
Stan?
Yes, hello. I'm from Philadelphia, Northeast Philly, so I'm close to Frank.
Stan.
Hey, Frank. And my favorite pen, one of my favorite pens at least, it's this Wingston 626. I like the nibs with the bounce, not the stiff nibs, but the nibs with the bounce. And this Wingston 626, which is an homage to Schaefer Balance, has a really nice bouncy nib. My preference is a fine to medium tipping point, or cursive italics, the stops, or cursive italics. And I won one giveaway. I wasn't the first choice, but I did. And I want to say thank you, Troy. I entered it not for the pen, but for this notebook. Thank you for sending it to me. And my favorite paper is 52 GSM Tomoe River. That's what I use for my letter writing. And the newest pen, I'm actually ordered it about a week ago. It's still on the way to me. It's a Wingston 699 piston filler with a medium nib. I'm hoping it will work nicely with the shimmering ink that I purchased from Birmingham Pens. I like their inks. As far as colors, I have a lot of blues and a lot of purples. And I think my favorite would be Birmingham Pens Pop Art Purple, but the old formulation, not the new formulation.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite purples as well.
Mine too.
Great color, yeah. Too bad they changed it. I only have 1 3 ml bottle.
The Waterman Tender Purple is another good one.
Yes, I have a bottle of that too, yes.
I have cartridges with that in it that are in my Phileas.
I also have a bottle of Kujaku, your Shizuku, Kujaku that you mentioned. I like that ink too. So those are.
Okay, so let's go to
Connie.
Yeah.
Connie Hubbard.
Hi, I'm Connie. I'm here in Kansas City, and Tony and I go to the Kansas City Pen Club when it's in person, but now it's online. So I guess so. We're doing favorites here. Well, my favorite pen just for writing right now is the Jinhao 750. I really like it a lot. The extra fine nib. But my all-time favorites that I have are this Delta Via Veneto. I love it. I love everything about it. And on the end here, it's got that little gold. It's got a little fountain pen nib. I don't know if you can see it. And then this Monte Grappa Symphony. This is also my favorite. And then another.
Is that in the white? Is that white, Connie?
Yeah, it's
ivory.
I think it's called Parchment.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love this pen, and I love the way it writes. And then my other favorite I have is my Mont Blanc Johann Strauss. I don't know, but it's got a. I play violin, and it's got a violin bow for the clip. Awesome. So I really love that one. And my favorite ink, which I always have in this Monte Grappa, is the Private Reserve Shell Pink. It's a really pretty soft pink color. And it looks just like the inside of a lot of shells, that pink color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then my favorite paper, I've got lots of typewriters, and so I've always collected onion skin papers. So I have lots of onion skin paper. And yeah, I bought it years ago before it got so expensive on eBay. It's real expensive now. But sometimes I find it when I used to go to thrift stores. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that paper.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have like probably 20 different brands of the vintage onion skin papers that I use. So.
Okay, anything else?
I would like to share one pen that I recently bought. It's a fun pen. It's a Retro 51 Stardust. It's just a fun little pen. And Marilyn, if you like rainbows, it's got all kinds of little rainbows on it.
You hold that towards the camera.
Yeah, it's
there.
the Stardust. It was just too cute. So
Where did you find that at? Jen?
it's Retro 51. Came out recently with, I'm sorry, drop it.
I haven't seen it yet.
But it's just
I haven't found one yet.
Oh, really?
Does it glow?
Rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
Does that glow in the dark?
It's fun to pass up. So
I am told that glows in the dark, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's
yeah,
another retro, yeah.
It's the
Cool.
fountain pen. So
It will glow for you, Tony. It'll glow.
Oh boy.
Damn. Okay, let's go
Dan.
on to who's next.
Dan Roseberry.
Dan. Hello.
Just woke up.
Man.
Hi guys, good to see everybody. I'm kind of new around here. I'm seeing a few new faces today. That's really neat. I'm really glad
Like
to see
mine?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yours is new old stock.
Hey, eat your heart out. Still look good. Dang.
Favorites, I don't
Hey,
know.
excuse me, time out. We finally got a smile out of my friend Troy. Thank you.
Well, the favorites are, I guess, I have to confess that my mentor is a person that says he loves all of his pens, and so I guess I inherited those genes from his mentorship. And so, Larry, this week, my favorite pens, I have a buffalo and a butterfly. Okay, two extremes. I really like them both, and they're not high-end pens.
Right.
Now, for me, a high-end pen is anything over $50. Okay, it's a high-end pen then. So these are not high-end, but the one is a Jinhao 159. So Larry did a review on that a while back, and he's got several colors of it, and it's a meaty pen. You know,
it's heavy.
And I vote for the kind of pens that you screw off, and so this one does screw on and off, and I like that. And the nib on it is a pretty beefy nib too. It's a medium, I believe, and they don't really label theirs like some people do. Hey, there you go. Okay, it's a 18 karat gold plate GP. It's a general practitioner pen, and so anyway, it's just like you get this in your hand, you just know you got a pen in your hand. You just mash it all over the place and have a great old time. So that is one of my two favorites this week. And that, once again, that's a Jinhao 159. Then my other one, I just discovered this thing, and I inherited this from a friend, and it was gently used at the time, and it is a Pilot Metropolitan, and this is the butterfly, just so light. And Larry tells me I need to pretend like I'm writing on water. So this one feels like I'm writing on water, no matter what I'm writing on. And it is my first ever stub nib. I've never tried one. I've heard of them. I thought, what's this? That sounds kind of gross, stub nib. So, but this had a little inky dinky little nib on it. And this is a pull apart one. I don't know if you can see how tiny that little tiny nib is, just inky dinky thing. I don't know if it's a 5 or 5.5. Frank, do you have any idea?
Pilot makes their own nibs. I think it is. I think 5's about right.
Okay. It's little. Oh, you got one too. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The Metros are great. They're everyday workhorses. They're $30. You can't beat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're metal.
This thing here is.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a stub nib, and I've never tried it before. And I've been trying to get a hold of you the last couple of days, Frank, to pick your brain about it.
Okay. Sorry.
I sent your message yesterday. You tried getting back to me, and I didn't get your message till after.
That's all right. We'll connect. Yeah, you can text me later or call me. That's fine. Yeah.
I got a cool sounding mechanical woman answered today, and I didn't leave a message. I thought, well, I'll just talk to him tonight. Anyway, but
life isn't easy being the one-man pen store, when you call my 800 number, you're calling my cell phone.
Yeah,
I try my best to be there.
Otherwise,
you do get the mechanical female voice that I have subscribed to.
Can you do that with your throat while we watch you? Just kidding. Okay. All right, Frank. My question. This is my question from Frank about my this week's favorite pen. I'm loving the stub nib.
Right.
But the pen feels like it's a feather, and it's just like it's short, it's tiny, and I don't have big hands, but it's got this weird ridge here that just irritates the heck out of me. And I never write with a posted pen. So I don't like posted pens. They feel weird to me.
Okay.
I got to get over that, I guess. I mean, I don't like demonstrators either, so I got to get over that.
Okay. That's okay.
Oh, please.
Anyway.
I love demos, always did. Yeah. And I'm not big on posting pens either, unless the pen I feel is small. Certain pens you have to post,
Dan?
Yes.
I wanted you to see my favorite fidget.
What is it?
I love it.
It's the Moonman Snowflake from last year, the 2019 limited edition.
Oh.
And this one's an extra fine, and I love it. And then I also have the translucent purple one.
Oh.
And they're both eyedroppers. So, I mean, I fill them like once every 6 months, and they're good. And these I've been using for letters, and you can see it hasn't used a whole lot of the ink out of that one for Christmas.
Well, I've got this little pen here, and one of the reasons I was going to ask Frank too. First question I was going to ask Frank about this little pen is I like the nib, and it is what's it called again? A Pilot
Metropolitan.
Metropolitan.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So everything I see is either $25 and it jumps to like $150+. Is there anything in between that would have a little nib, a nib like that?
This is a Pilot Parallel.
Pilot's
got
the Plumex has it.
But it's really long.
This is a 1.0, I think.
Yeah.
But I hear that it's a little thinner than some other people's, like one.
Sure. The Pilot Metropolitan is like the everyday carry, the great starter pen.
Yeah.
And the nibs are fine, medium, and calligraphy, which is the stub. On the box, it says calligraphy, but it is a stub.
This is the CM, calligraphy medium.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what it's called on the box. Yeah, it's the stub. It's calligraphy medium. The next thing up in Pilot would be a pen called the Knight.
The Knight?
The
Knight, which is actually a pen that's been around a long time. It's $50. It has good weight to it. It's metal as well. It has a stainless steel nib. I get them from time to time because of the fact they've been around so long. It's not a model people actually look for or ask for a lot. So
Okay.
from time to time, I'll carry it. Sometimes I won't. Right now, I don't have it. But that's the next pen up as far as price goes and quality goes after a Metro. Like everybody's mentioning, you have the Kakuno, you have the Plumix and all, which are more pens in a blister pack that are like nice everyday pens you can find that are plastic off the shelf and all, you know, stuff that I'll have for my pop-up purposes that I actually won't have on my site. Stuff you come into my store when I have my physical stores, like next weekend, I will have that stuff. We've talked about this before, Larry and I. One of my bad habits is not advertising everything I actually carry. And the reason for that is I used to have a physical presence every weekend somewhere, either at a mall or my local library, because I would turn these everyday disposable, quote, bad word, Frankie, but disposable pens that I feel that collectors may not always think about, and that I could always sell at my pop-up ventures. You know, I had a lot of turnover and I would move them because I had something every weekend or every other weekend. So I have G2s, I have Kakunos, I have all those pens. But other than the Metro, I always recommend the Metro to somebody walking in saying, I'd like to try a fountain pen. I don't have one. That's usually the pen I turn people to. They see the quality, they buy it. It's a great pen for the money. As you said, it's like writing on water. It's terrific. The next thing after that would be the Night. So you're welcome to look that up. It's one size, medium point, one style. It's aluminum. It's silver tone. Nice pen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. If you need me to order that, I can order that. Check that out and let me know.
Cool. I might.
I also have a Prera too, which is kind of a short one, just a little short one. It comes with different colors on the ends.
But you have to post that one, Tina, I'm afraid. And if he doesn't like posting,
not always. I mean, if your hand isn't too big, and my hand is kind of big, but I can actually write with this one pretty comfortably, compared to some others. I mean, my itty bitty one, I can't write without posting it.
Oh yeah.
To pet it because it's just too little.
I'm an ADD boy, and I can't wear a shirt with a tag in it. I mean, they drive me nuts. And so if I've got a pen with a little ridge, just drives me crazy. So these just using the bottom part works okay for me. So.
Okay, Frank, did you name a paper or an ink before we move on?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm taking up too much time. Paper. I guess I'm pretty much like everybody else. You know, I do like the Tomoe River a lot, the Clairefontaine, and I got some Rhodia. But so I just got this. This is a little bitty Clairefontaine, and it feels like it's a little heavier stock paper. I wrote you an 8-page letter today with that, Larry.
Cool.
So,
yeah, I do like it. It's cool. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's small, but I don't know. I just like that ink. I like the Montegrappa inks a lot. Frank's got a good run on them over at his place. But
he cleaned me out.
Good price too. I'm trying to throw you some more business here, Frank. But I like the fuchsia a whole lot and the turquoise a whole lot. And if you like purple, they've got a phenomenal violet, just beautiful, rich. And I really like the Birmingham inks too. I've got a turquoise and Birmingham inks that a friend of mine gave me, and man, I just love those. Those two are very similar to me.
And
so
before we end the show, I want to talk a little bit about Birmingham. But okay,
we got Greg next.
Well, I got one more for Dan though, if you can.
Oh, okay.
Hey Dan, if you don't mind looking up and going up the ladder on pilots, one I do like and recommend to a lot of people looking at pilot is the Falcon. A little more pricey, but it's a lot better quality. And one of the reasons they call it the Falcon is, if you look at the nib, it's almost like a falcon's beak kind of shape to it. This is one of the most buttery, smooth, fantastic nibs I've used in a long time.
Is that the flex nib? Is that the flex nib?
It does
it's
have
a soft fine. It's not necessarily classified as a flex nib.
Okay,
Right.
back to Troy. That's a Falcon. What size nib are you using?
This has got a broad on this one.
Broad, good. So it does lay out the wet and it's smooth.
It is good, wet, smooth rider.
And they come in a resin and a metal version, do they not, Troy?
Yes.
I do believe, and this
Yes,
obviously
they
is
do.
the resin.
That's the resin. Okay, I've seen the metal. Okay, we're running out of time, so let's go ahead and go to Bill. You're on mute, Bill.
Yeah, I just
There you
realized
go.
that. What's the current
Welcome.
question?
What's your favorite pen or a new pen, ink and paper, Bill?
For paper, most of the time I use Rhodia. If I'm writing a letter to someone, I tend to use Clairefontaine Triumph. For pen, I like the bigger pens. So like M1000s, Mont Blanc 149s. I just recently got a Momenta Zero Grande, which is really nice. I've moved in. I used to almost be exclusive extra fine to a fine. Nowadays, I'm more medium to a broad. It's just a little bit more expressive, and you get a lot nicer looking ink on the paper.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, then let's move on to Gregory.
Greg.
Hello.
Greg?
Hi, Greg.
Hi. I guess, well, I'm Greg from Wisconsin. My favorite pen, I really like the Nemosign Fission. Kind of sad the company's not around anymore. I like rusty colors, so like the Diamine Oxblood or the Red Dragon. Both of those are up there. And I like the Rhodia A5 pad. It fits in my little case I got here pretty nice. So I have my pens in there.
Hey, we heard that 55 degrees down in Florida was cold. So what's it like in Wisconsin?
Well, it's not too bad today. It's like 20s.
Oh, gosh.
Greg, how about the ink or paper?
The ink was the rusty colors, and then the papers, the Rhodia, like the A5 lined. I like the lined one.
Paper? You like the Rhodia?
Rhodia.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, have we missed anybody yet? Has everybody been covered? All right, because we are running out of time. So what I like to do, something a little bit unusual, I would like to have my friend Troy do the honors in dismissing the Pen Club for tonight. Would you do me the honors, Troy?
Okay.
Thank you.
Not being all too familiar with how you go about it. Is there any?
I love that voice. Go ahead.
Do you have any particular ritual that you use?
Troy, do your thing.
Okay.
Before you start, Troy kind of reminds me of these announcers I hear on the what is that radio on the radio thing? What is it, Tony? We hear not Kiss. It's Sirius XM. Go ahead, Tony.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right, go ahead, Troy. Mr. Announcer, Troy.
All right, guys. Well, until I would say the same bat time, same bat place, same bat channel, but obviously that's not going to be the case. But as I wrote down, February the 12th, doing the whole Zoom thing again. Guys, I was actually enjoyed listening to everybody talk. Bill, your background looks like what my office used to look like all the time. Having done a lot of work in radio, and I'm an engineer for a cable company. Hey y'all, I appreciate everybody sharing. I'm just glad I got a chance to see everybody else's collection and hear their likes and dislikes. And we're talking every stage of and price point right along the line. And obviously you've got guys here from people from different stages of the hobby. I wish that I had known that so many of you were in the Philly area. My wife and I were just up there about 3 months ago for our anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And I'd never had the chance to go do the historic thing. I'm a history buff myself, and I used to teach on the Constitution, U.S. history, taking up through about the Stamp Act up through the writing of the Constitution, and that was a project that I did with podcasts for several years.
They make good cream cheese too.
So I hear. And we actually had some great Philly cheesesteak in Philly. got a chance to go, eat Chinese food in Chinatown. I actually did a video on some of the stuff that we found there for pens over at the National Constitution Center. They had, I think they had the pen on display that George Washington wrote the commission for General Grant. He wasn't a general at the time, but wrote his field commission with the pen that he used. And the pen that Frederick Douglass used to use.
Wow.
The pen for that. Those were on display, as well as one of the original copies that were made of the Emancipation Proclamation were there, that kind of stuff. So that was a fun thing. But if I had known that so many of you guys were in the Philly area, we would have planned an extra day so we could have hung out with some of you guys. But,
yeah, next time.
Real quick, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Troy. I want him to finish, but I want to mention that we are entering the month of February, which is NaNoWriMo. For all of you writers, letter writers, if you're interested in NaNoWriMo, check it out online. I do NaNoWriMo every month with my amount of pen pals I've got. So, but for those of you that are interested in finding new pen pals, this is a pen pal Zoom meetup. Check out NaNoWriMo. And when I get to Philadelphia next time, I want to take the tour of the mob hits. And
yeah, come do that in Chicago.
Yeah, well, back to you, Troy.
It's probably a bigger tour in Chicago.
Yeah.
Close it up now.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, thanks for having me. I appreciate the fact, Larry, that you opened it up to more than just people down in Texas.
But they got good food, though, Troy. They got good food.
Yep. So, Larry, I've known you for the past several years. I'm glad that we got to be friends, and some of y'all I've been able to at least talk to once in a while. And I'm really appreciative of you guys. So,
well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close and say, Janice, thank you so much. Frank Overman, thank you for being there for me and helping me with the Zoom channels and on my Facebook and social media.
I'll buy a new one.
And real quick, I do want to mention I'm talking with Loretta from the Euchers. We are working on a time frame. I think she's in France, so she can be our guest. But Troy, good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. And always good to see everybody. You guys are awesome. And don't forget a little thing about Frank. He'll be on this weekend at his shop doing his thing, right, Frank?
You got it. I'll be back at my pens at the mall. As you guys follow me on Facebook, you see that.
Little brother Mark, raise your hand, Mark, right there.
It's my local mall in South Jersey. It's just outside. It's east of Philly. It's called Morristown Mall, Eastgate Shopping Center. It's exit 4 into the Jersey Turnpike. If you're in North Jersey or DC, Baltimore, Maryland, Philly, Wilmington, Delaware, New York, you can come in and leave Jersey and be back home within 24 hours. You don't have to worry about restrictions or anything like that. And you can come shop. I'm there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during mall hours this coming weekend. And Saturday, I actually have a guest vendor coming. I have Rob Rosenberg of Sense of Pens and LaBeouf Pens coming. I was going to have other vendors. They were worried about restrictions, stuff like that. Alan Shaw, I wanted to build on what Tina was mentioning. Alan is the Philly area pen maker. He's well known. He's done a lot of work actually for the government, for Constitution Center. He would have came. He's got some medical issues going on. Hope for the best for him. He seems to be doing well. And, everybody knows him, knows he makes pens. He actually makes pens for me. We were talking about weighty pens early on. This is the ballpoints he makes for me. These are known as the Founding Brothers. I have done a 4-pen series based on Hamilton, Jefferson, Washington, and Madison. This is the Black Madison. These pens are 62 grams. These are very heavy pens.
Yeah, they're definitely really heavy. They're definitely heavy pens.
We use the Easy Flow on these. He makes these by hand. I had them for $99 each. They're based on his federal pen kit, and he makes the blocks for me. So I have different colors based on the Founding Brother. Green for Hamilton, of course, money. Jefferson is blue. Washington is purple for the Purple Heart, and I have Madison in black. So you can check them out on my site.
Only in rollerball or ballpoint, correct?
Ballpoint. Ballpoint.
Ballpoint,
Yes.
no fountain.
No fountains. I'm actually planning fountain pens with another maker that we'll be working on talking about later this year.
All right, then we're going to cut it off now. Before I go, I want to leave this because I need to.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
How sweet.
Yeah. Okay, folks. Until
Awesome.
next time, be safe. God bless. Take care. I really enjoyed each and every one of you, and I hope you guys come back. And Troy, I hope you come back. You're always welcome. And while we're at it, you know, Troy has his own channel. You might want to check out Troy's channel. While he's got some great stuff, he knows his stuff, and of course, he has that amazing magic voice. Troy, take care, my friend Troy. Everybody, Tony.
Thanks, Larry.
Everybody.
Take care, Larry.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
bye.
You guys,
Bye, guys.
Good meeting y'all.
Maryland,
See you next
everybody.
time.
Shout out.